Still rough around the edges. I guess that some things never change. Yeah, I know that it's been ages, but it kinda feels the same. No matter how hard I try, you cannot push me out, so just listen. I've been thinking of you since you broke it and moved to LA. And no matter how hard I try, I cannot get you out of my system. I know we both have some things left to say. Can you stay a little longer? Can I make you change your mind? Yeah, I know that.
Welcome and thanks for tuning in to Wout of the World. This time a very special road trip across some beautiful countries in Europe. And in this episode you'll see Poland. We're doing a city trip in Krakow. Let's go.
We started the road trip in our neighbor country Germany. In the town of Hannoversmünden, we got a taste of the rich medieval history. Then we drove to one of Europe's nature wonders, at the Bastei in Saxon, Switzerland.
We both know we wanna stay, just like nothing has changed. No matter how hard you try, you cannot push me out, so just listen. I've been thinking of you since you broke it and moved to LA.
We camped just across the border in Poland, surrounded by dense woodlands and colored lakes.
There's some things left to say. Can you stay a little longer? Can I make
In the most unique zoo of Poland, we could literally meet the animals up close.
it over? Can we stay here for a while until everything's alright again? That's cool with you, cool with you, cool with you. 'Cause that's cool with me, cool.
We just love the southwest region.
And now it's time to drive over to the east. And over there we find one of the best cities, which is Krakow. I'll see you there.
Just stay a little longer.
Road trips can be exhausting, as Suus is happy to demonstrate here.
Just stay a little longer before it's time to say goodbye.
On the way to Krakow is Auschwitz, the concentration camp that I've visited twice and I think is a heavy but important must-visit in Poland.
Just stay a little longer before it's time.
We arrive in Krakow. We seriously only paid 16 euros a night, looking out on the old city walls. In the coming days we are going to explore the best city in Poland for culture, architecture and history.
Yes, we arrived here in Krakow. It's only 2 hours driving from Opole, and as you can see, I almost made it to the old center. Our hotel is on the rim of the old center, right on the super location. But one of the greatest problems here in Krakow is difficult parking. So Suus and Jens are in the hotel, and I found some paid parking on some 600 meters only. So, a castle, isn't it? Wow, guys, this is the best. In the middle of Krakow, folks, we're gonna run this place for sure. Let's do this. Jens, you like this one? Balcony with a view.
Jens has a survival stash in case we run out of food.
This is fantastic, guys. And over there is a palace that we can see.
We take a stroll into the city and immediately feel the historic atmosphere.
Like I said guys, we literally only have to walk out the door and we're here in the old center of Krakow, one of the true highlights when you're visiting Poland. This is the central market square called Rynek Główny. And this is also the perfect start if you want a taste of Krakow.
We enjoy some sleep first before exploring Krakow deeper.
I'm excited guys, we're gonna make a nice walk around the city of Krakow and we start just outside of the city center because over here we find one of the highlights, which is on this side we have the river Wisła, the one that flows through Krakow, and on that side we have the Royal Castle of Wawel. And it also has a beautiful cathedral, so let's go and explore.
There's a fire-breathing dragon too.
The Wawel Castle is without a doubt the most important place in Poland's history. This part of Poland, Krakow, was built in the year 1000. And it's from that time that all the Polish kings had their thrones here. It was occupied for quite some time by Austria, from the year 1600 on to the Second World War. But again, after that, this is the place where all the presidents ruled the country. In the middle is an old cathedral that's 900 years old and the inside is gorgeous. So let's go and discover the castle.
High above the river on a limestone hill, this is the symbol of Poland's identity. Inside the fortress exterior is an Italian-inspired Renaissance courtyard. The Wawel Cathedral is a maze of marble and gold, and it is considered the purest Renaissance building outside of Italy. But there is more.
This is looking very medieval actually. I'm gonna climb these stairs for a bit.
Since 1521, the Sigismund Tower has been the voice of Poland, holding a 13,000-kilogram bell.
When this bell goes off and I happen to stand here, well, I think then my ears will give out because there are 5 of these units the way over here, but this is the big one. And this is the view out here.
It takes 12 bell ringers, by the way, to swing this bell. In the basement of the castle are the royal tombs, where 20 Polish kings and national heroes were buried. Let's take a look at the Wawel Castle from the sky. The scale of this complex is breathtaking. 25 meters above the river is this 6 hectares massive stronghold. And the bell we just saw can be heard in a 30-kilometer radius.
Honestly, I think you need a couple of hours to properly visit the Wawel Castle. And from here I'm walking through Grażyna Park straight towards the old center and the old gates to see more highlights. So how is it hanging today, guys? Huh? Polish, I don't get it.
This is St. Andrew's, a rare survivor from the 11th century. Its thick Romanesque walls look exactly as they did 1,000 years ago. It's a literal time capsule because the church is the only building tough enough to survive the Mongol invasions in the 13th century.
And only a couple dozen meters next to that, we will find the next highlight of Krakow. And this is the oldest building in the Baroque style of this town and even entire Poland, the Peter and Paul's Church.
This church is famous for its magnificent facade, guarded by statues of the 12 apostles. I crossed the Bernat Footbridge, surrounded by hundreds of love locks left by couples from all over the world, and also the famous balancing statues. On the other side is another special site from World War II. This is Podgórze, a ghetto during wartime and the location of Oskar Schindler's factory. They made metal pans here, but really it was a cover to save more than 1,000 Jewish lives.
In the middle of the old town we find the top side of Krakow. And that's this marketplace, Rynek Główny. Surrounding it are dozens of other beautiful sites, and the square itself is the largest medieval square in Europe, coming from 1300.
This square has been the beating heart of Krakow for centuries. It's where you find local life, the best restaurants, and, well, to be honest, Jens is here for the pigeons.
My mind is wide and aching at the core. Do we ever learn?
They also call this the Klip-Klop Square, with all the horse carriages tapping their feet on the cobblestones.
Why we keep falling through air.
From the sky we can see exactly how big this historic square is, with all the classic buildings.
Other all the way. Why we keep waiting for eons, like time's been frozen, never too late.
Like I said before, there are multiple sites here. Like the building on this side, which is the Town Hall Tower that's crooked by half a meter because of a storm in 1700. And on this side, the Renaissance building is called the Cloth Hall.
Come to me, how do I compare? 'Cause this is our chance, the one we waited for. If you take my lead, it's you that
The Town Hall Tower was the only remaining part when the original medieval city hall was demolished in 1820.
trust in.
And the Cloth Hall is a marketplace where traditional Polish crafts and clothes are sold.
Keep falling.
And last but not least, we have the church called the St. Mary's Basilisk. This one also has a funny story, because you will hear that the music will stop playing right in the middle, as an ode to the original trumpet player who wrote the song but was shot in the neck when he was on the lookout by Mongolians. Not so funny story for him though.
Let's spin around and run back through the gates. While we keep calling, wandering aimless. Let's go together.
The stunning church with the two mismatched towers is considered one of the greatest artistic treasures in Europe. Oh, and we're just in time to hear the trumpet music suddenly stop.
Starting in the south, I now made my way all the way up to the north side of the old city. And over there we find Florian's Gate, a beautiful watchtower that was built to protect the city against the Turkish Empire, one of 8 gates in total. This is my favorite one because of the beautiful Gothic tower. Just look at it.
Your soothing touch is everything I make a want. All that is you and me, nothing more than a fantasy. So won't you stay here, if only for a while, where we will be free. Just you and me. We will be together forever, together forever.
On the north side of town, we also find the most iconic city walls and the best streets for small local pubs.
Because if there is still one thing that you cannot skip here in Krakow, then it will be these half liters, because the terraces here, guys, are fantastic. Cheers for Krakow.
No secrets to be told. On the top of mountainside, where the earth meets the sky, take us there to the edges of the world. There we will be free. Just
Time for the evening session, the family's back to join us, and we go and look for something in the town, something traditionally Polish for us to eat. Because yeah, Krakow is very famous for the very nice restaurants they got.
Now we are lucky with some traditional Polish dinner, and this is the czarna koczka, and this means the black duck. And that's exactly what we're about to eat. And life could be better, guys. Beer's a good price.
Cheers.
I have a typical Polish hunter stew with veal and sauerkraut served inside of bread. Super nice. And these pierogi, sort of pastries.
And I have a typical Polish chicken stew.
Nice. And Jens?
Spaghetti.
Oh, also typical Polish, isn't it? Good. I guess I'm drinking alone. Kind of a Polish super heavy drink. Plum liquor. There.
Yeah, I know that it's been ages, but it kinda feels the same.
The city trip in Krakow is done, and we're driving on through Poland. And in the following one you will see us relaxing in the sunshine, camping in Zakopane. I'll see you there.
No matter how hard I try, I cannot get
Yes, the next episode will be adventure-packed as we explore the great outdoors of the Polish
Can you
mountains.
stay a little longer? Can I make you change your mind? Yeah, I know that it's over, but can we stay here
And for the first time in one of my videos, we're here in both summer and winter time. How cool is that?
with you? 'Cause that's cool with me, cool with me, cool with me. Is that cool with you, cool with you?
Subscribe to Wout of the World, and I'll catch you later on the road trip. Ciao!